Hey guys, this is yoga for releasing tension in the body. We're going to start in a kneeling position. So you can take your knees together, your feet together, just get into any comfortable kneeling position. And if kneeling is not comfortable for you, then just get into any seated position that feels right in your body. You can just rest your hand down on your legs and close your eyes. We're going to spend a couple of moments just starting to get ourselves get into the yoga practice. And we're going to start by acknowledging that there's a lot going on for us at the moment. We're human, we have a lot of thoughts swirling around in our head all the time. And especially during these challenging times, there's a load of extra stress and worry and tension that's happening for us. And let's consciously make the decision that for this short practice, we'll bring our attention to this physical space that we're in. So drawing ourselves a little bit out of our heads and a little bit more into the body is the focus of this practice. So you can stay with your eyes closed for the next few moments if that's comfortable for you. Otherwise, you can just gaze gently ahead of you. We're going to start by just noticing the environment that we're in. So paying attention to the space that you're in, the size and shape of the room, any light or sounds that you can perceive, the quality of the air in the room. How does it feel? Is it thick or light? Is it cold or warm, etc.? And then starting to bring your attention to your yoga mat. And noticing the parts of your body that are connected to the yoga mat. So we're talking the fronts of the legs and knees down to the fronts of the feet. And just feeling that connection there. And this is the first time in our yoga practice that we're starting to build that connection with the mat, using our attention to guide us there. There are always little subtle movements and sensations in our body that we can choose to draw our attention to. So we're just drawing our attention to how does it feel to have our legs resting on the yoga mat. Taking a scan then up through the rest of the body and noticing any other subtle sensations or maybe even gross sensations up through the body. Scanning up through the legs, coming up through the torso, noticing anything that's going on for you. Is there any sensation of cool or heat? Any pain, any feeling of heaviness or lightness? Any tingling or numbness? All the way up through the arms, the shoulders, and up through the head. Now we're going to draw our attention to the breath and just follow the breath as it moves through your body. So initially you're going to feel that coolness of the air on your nostrils, entering through the nostrils. That air is going to come down through the throat, into the chest, down through the ribs and to the belly. You're going to notice a little bit of a rise and fall, maybe in the shoulders, expansion of the ribs, of the belly. And generally in yoga, we're inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Nice full breaths. Let's start by moving a little bit, starting with the head. So we're going to inhale, looking all the way up to the ceiling. Exhaling all the way down to the floor. Inhaling to the ceiling. Exhaling to the floor. Inhaling, ceiling. This time exhaling back to center. Inhaling here and exhaling to the right. Inhaling center. Exhaling left. Inhaling center. Exhaling right. And now staying here for a moment. And if you would like to, you could even release the right ear down towards the right shoulder, creating a little bit of a stretch here in the outer left part of the neck. And just notice if you're unintentionally rising or creeping that right shoulder up towards the ear. Intentionally just relax that shoulder down towards the floor and the ear down towards the shoulder. On your next inhale, coming back to center. Exhaling left. Inhaling here and then exhaling the left ear down towards the left shoulder. On your next inhale, coming back to center. Now we're going to take the left hand down to the floor beside us and inhale the right arm up and over, creating a nice stretch through the whole right side body. So we're feeling that stretch from the right hip all the way up through those right fingertips. Inhaling here, exhaling back to center, and we'll go for the other side. Inhaling left fingertips up and over. Inhaling once more. And we'll exhale that hand back down. From here, we're going to inhale once more, and on your exhale, you're just going to relax your belly down onto your legs, arms back behind you, and forehead down to the mat. We'll take 5 breaths here in our child's pose. With each exhale, your shoulders are just relaxing a little bit more. Tension is leaving the shoulders. On your next inhale, you can plant your hands and come back up. Then we're just going to tuck the toes and put a little bit of weight back into the heels. Sometimes we can grip our toes, so our feet can be like gripping like this, a little grip in the toes, and it's nice to do the opposite action. If your little toe didn't quite make it, if your little toe is still gripping, you can just help it along if it needs a little bit of help. This will just depend on the shape of your feet, so I can't really help you over video. If you feel like you're not getting a stretch there, you can always come upright, putting a little bit more weight into those toes. And let's plant the hands again. Let's lift up the hips. And we're just going to take a little walk so that our feet come up behind our hands. I'll just do this so that I'm in the center of the frame. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do a little ragdoll pose. So we're going to keep the feet hip distance apart. You can just pedal out the knees a little bit, stretching into the legs. Then you're going to lift your hands off the floor, hold on to your opposite elbows, and you're going to just start rocking a little bit side to side with the upper body. Keeping a little bit of bend in your knees the whole time. Rocking front to back. And now really just making any movements that feel good for you. You're gradually just letting the tension dissolve away from your shoulders. So you can shake that tension out of your shoulders. You can nod or shake that tension out of your neck as well. Your head is feeling heavy like a bowling ball. Your shoulders just releasing. With each exhale, you're noticing that you don't need to support the upper body, that legs are doing the work, and you can just release and release more your upper body, your shoulders, your head and neck. Okay, now let's plant the hands and let's step back for a moment into a down dog. And now let's step the right foot up between the hands, dropping the left knee and pointing the toes. And we're coming up into a low lunge position. We're going to inhale the arms up overhead. Being careful not to drop the hips so far that we lose control of our abdominal muscles. The abdominal muscles are still lightly engaged, enough to support the back. Now let's take the elbows down in line with the shoulders and draw those elbows back towards the back of the room so you're opening up in the chest. Inhaling to raised hands, exhaling hands down. Now you're going to take your right knee and put it behind your right hand, like this. So we're in our pigeon pose. You're going to walk the left leg back, walking the left toes back until your hips come as close to the mat as they're going to come today. Inhaling here, lengthening through the whole spine, and then exhaling, allowing yourself to fold over your legs and resting your forehead on your forearms. Each exhale here is just helping you to release further into the hips. Coming back up onto your hands, tucking your back toes, and then stepping back into your down dog. Pedaling out your feet here by bending one knee and the other knee. Now we're going to step the left foot up between the hands, dropping the right knee, pointing the toes, and we're going to inhale into our low lunge on this side. We're really focusing our attention on the whole body sensations. Our 2 feet are pressing evenly into the mat. We're feeling that energy up through the whole body, up through the fingertips. Inhaling here, exhaling as you draw the elbows down towards the shoulders. And drawing those shoulders back towards the back of the room. Try not to arch your lower back too much. We're just working into the upper back here. On your next inhale, raise your hands up. Exhaling, hands down. This time we're going to take the left knee behind the left hand. So we're into our pigeon on this side. Walking that back foot back as far as it'll go. And now we're in a nice pigeon pose position. Inhaling, really feeling our spine lengthen from the base up to the crown of the head. And folding forward over the leg, allowing the forehead to rest down on your forearms. Still using that exhale to release into the position. And you're going to come back up onto your hands, tuck the back toes, step back into a down dog again. Now you're going to step the right foot up between the hands and you're just going to pivot on both feet. So we're now just standing in a wide-legged position. The feet are parallel to each other, but the toes are just pointed slightly inwards. Inhale, raised hands. Exhale, taking the arms out wide and back behind you. Interlacing the fingers, drawing those fingers away from you. Inhaling to lengthen up through the spine. Exhale, folding forwards until you come about parallel to the floor. Then you can uninterlace your fingers and just rest your fingertips down on the mat. So you might be here, this is perfect. You might feel like you can go a little bit further, then you can draw your hands a little bit closer in towards your body. And just allow your head to approach the mat. With each inhale, we're lengthening. And with each exhale, we're letting go. Wherever you are, you're just going to allow that tension to leave the upper body. From here, let's take the hands over to the left leg. Right hand on the left leg, left fingertips up towards the ceiling for a little twist. Take the hands over to the other leg. Left hand on the right leg, right hand to the ceiling for a twist. Back to center, and we're going to heel toe the feet in so they're a bit wider than hip distance. We're just going to come down into a little Malasana squat. Using our elbows to push the knees away from each other a little bit. Drawing the chest forwards and up so that we're not rounding. And then relaxing down into a seat again. We're going to end with a twist. So we're going to lie down on our backs. Take the arms out wide. And we're going to cross the right leg over the left and allow the knees to fall down to the left as you gaze over your right shoulder. With each exhale, your body is coming closer to the mat. It's just melting down closer to the mat. So your right shoulder and your left, the knees over there on the left, both just coming closer to the mat. Coming back to center, we'll go for the other side. So we're going to cross left leg over right and then allow the knees to fall down to the right as you turn your head to look over your left shoulder. Using your nice full breaths. Taking the knees back to center. Now we're going to send the legs out long. Taking one hand to the chest and one hand to the belly. And again, we're going to follow that journey of the breath that we talked about at the beginning of class. Without judgment, we're just noticing, we're just perceiving that journey of the breath. We're feeling it in our bodies. This is also a nice time to think of a mantra that you might want to bring into the rest of your day. You could use a mantra like I am, which I think is a lovely mantra, just focusing on the pure truth of your own existence and your connection with the universe as well. Or you could use something like I am optimistic, I am love, I am patience, I am acceptance. Something that works for you. If you have more time, I would encourage you to spend a bit more time in Shavasana. Otherwise, thank you very much, and I hope it was helpful.